Hi everyone, I am back. It's been so long since I've done a video. It's also been so long since I've cleaned my hairbrushes. I know I haven't done a video in so long. It's been a long time, hasn't it? But I thought today we would have a little bit of a catch up because I know that like people who have been here a while will appreciate this. People who are new, if you're new, hi, you're just about to have like loads of trauma dumped on you. About what's been going on in my life the past few months and kind of why I haven't posted. Please excuse me if this is going to be one of those videos where I go off in like loads of different tangents and things like that, because I guess there's lots of things to talk about, and also I'm going to get ready whilst we do it. Just need to go get my coffee. Right, the last time I saw you guys was, God, it was May, and it was when I posted my video about my hairline lowering surgery, which is a good place to start this video because we can have a little look at the scar and see how things are looking. So for anyone who's literally joining right now, I had my hairline surgically lowered back in April because my forehead used to be like 3 centimeters bigger than what it is now, and I went to an amazing surgeon. I'll link to the video so you can go see it, and if you want to catch up, it's a little bit gory in places. So I had a thread lift previously, which I had the threads removed. I can't be asked to explain what it is. If you don't know what it is, just Google it, PDO thread lift. And I had that removed, I had a brow lift, and I had my forehead surgically lowered. So let's have a little look. This is where we're at with it all. This is the scar. It's so fine. Like you can really subtly see like the zigzag scar, and it's in my hairline, so you really can't see it at all. I don't have any issues with it. The only problem I have had with the healing of the scar has been ingrown hairs. So where obviously they cut you and then they stitch you back up, and like little bits of hairs, like there's a few hairs get cut. You can see like where my baby hairs are growing through. So where they've been stitched back up and everything, they've ended up kind of, some have got a bit caught underneath, and they're just a bit of a pain in the ass to like get out. So this one, that was like a big problem when it kept getting really sore, and it sounds really weird, but like when the hair would poke at the end, I'd try and pull it out with tweezers, and it just, the whole feeling of it made me feel really sick, and I just was like, I need to like man up and just do it. So I just pulled it out like the other day, well like maybe a couple weeks ago now, and haven't had a problem since. So that, picking them and then them kind of like going a little bit, like getting a little scab over the top as you do if you do pick an ingrown hair, or like a spot, that's been the main issue with the healing in terms of the scar. I'm gonna do this whilst talking. This, by the way, Foreo Bear, so good, so good. I use this whenever I have whenever I had facial surgery, I've used it, and I am using it obviously again, like I'm just using it religiously, and it is so, I love it. It really helps like keep your face like toned and stuff like that. It's like, for example, I'm gonna turn my cheek to the side. I had my cheek fillers dissolved over a year ago now, and these are my own cheeks, and I definitely feel like this helps keep things like super lifted and helps like remove any puffiness and stuff like that. But anyway, sorry, back to the surgery. Let's talk about sensation in my head. The top of your head after that surgery is numb for a while, and then the feeling starts to come back slowly. So the feeling, I've got the feeling back now in the majority of my head. It's still like slightly altered sensation right at the top. Like I can feel the majority of it, like I can feel it, but it feels a bit, it doesn't feel like as normal as it did, but I don't mind it. Like it feels fine to me. Like I'm really not bothered by it. That's the main thing, and I think I am done. I can say quite frankly that I am done with surgery now, at least for a few years. I've dealt with the things that I'm insecure about, and I can now just let it rest. Like, you know, my nose, obviously, so I had my nose job a year and a half ago now. That was always a huge, like my nose and my forehead were always the biggest insecurities that I had. I have ummed and ahed about having my lip fillers removed and just dissolved completely, and then maybe having like well, surgical lip lift just to sort of like bring my lip up like here without having to have filler. But I can't be bothered. I haven't had lip filler in my lips for 2 and a bit years now, so what's left in here is like it's just is there. Like it's gonna slowly dissolve, not probably fully, but like I'm not, they're fine. they're fine. I don't need to change anything. This, by the way, I always say this, I don't tan my face. So I put this on first before I put on foundation because it gives me a little bit of like a flush of colour first. It looks like I have smeared shit all over my face. Okay, one of the other really big things that I obviously need to talk about, and I feel like enough time has passed now to talk about it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I went through a breakup sort of like, well, earlier this year, like early summer. I didn't tell the world like when it happened because it's obviously like a private thing, and I didn't, it's just weird, like why would I do that? It's a private thing. Like I had so many messages being like, when I said that, oh yeah, like me and Jimmy had broken up, people were, oh my god, and then it went on for weeks of people being like, well, hang on a minute, you're not with your boyfriend anymore, It went on for like weeks, and I know not everyone watches my Instagram stories all the time, but yeah, we broke up sort of early summer, late spring, early summer. Anyway, it was a few months ago. Last time I saw him was in March. And there's nothing bad to say about the breakup. From my side, there was no bad blood. It was literally, there was so many reasons why it wasn't working out. Obviously, we were doing long distance. Long distance is such a pain in the ass, especially if you're doing it between countries. And it came down to that, and it also came down to the fact that you have to put in, so you have to go above and beyond in a long distance relationship. You need to make sacrifices and compromises. I know I was giving a lot to the relationship, and I was getting basically nothing back. And I look back at the last year that we were together, and in the last year of our relationship, we were only physically together for like 2 months of that year because of like COVID and because of other stuff he had going on that meant he couldn't travel. I don't want to say too much because obviously like I want to respect him and his privacy, and I honestly only have like really good feelings. Like if I saw him, like if like I was in Bali and like bumped into him, I'd be really happy to see him and like be like, it's so nice to see you and stuff, because like I just would, like, when I have a breakup, I don't have bad feelings or something. Don't get me wrong, there's things I look back at and I'm like, that was shit from you. But I'm not hurt by it, I don't care about it. Like, it's just like, yeah, that was shit from you, but meh, like, it is what it is. Like, you live and learn. So I went through, obviously, a breakup. And this is, okay, now we're gonna have some more tea that I haven't spoke about this, like, publicly. So I spoke about, like, I went through the breakup, and I had, probably prior to us breaking up, I had quite a lot of anxiety about it, because there was something that my ex said whilst we were still together. Basically, he was very like, this is my plan for the future, you do what you want with that. Basically, there was no teamwork involved. There was no like, right, let's talk about how we're going to make this work. It was like, I'm doing this, you need to work out how you're going to fit in with that. And it gave me a lot of anxiety, because I was just like, I don't know. I was like trying to figure out all these ways that we can make things work, and I just couldn't. And then it got to a point where I was like, I had to bring it up to him and be like, look, I don't see how this can work. You're not bringing anything to the table. I think that we should just leave it. And that was kind of that. I ended up hooking up with someone immediately after the breakup, like immediately. I don't want to give too much away about it, but it happened. It happened like very quickly, and it was a couple times. The whole thing just went to shit very, very quickly. Like, it went to shit really, really quickly after, like, you know, a couple of nights. And I was already even feeling bad, like anxiety about the breakup. Broke up, went into this, and things were, I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is really fun. This is exactly what I need after like not seeing my ex for months and not having any like physical attention and stuff like that. So this is what I need. Like, I didn't want anything serious. I was like, just come out of a relationship. I don't want anything serious. I just want like casual, chill, whatever, like just fun. I just want fun. I think that was the thing for me. I had been in this long distance relationship for so long that it was getting to summer. It was starting to get towards summer, and like, you know, you're seeing people go on dates, you're seeing people like sit in the park on a nice evening having like picnics and pizza, and I was like, I just want to meet someone I can have pizza in the park with in the evenings, and they don't have to be my boyfriends, it doesn't have to be anything serious. I just want to hold hands and eat pizza and have kisses and then maybe have sex afterwards. Is that too much to ask? Is it? Is it? Apparently it fucking was. I didn't actually ask this guy if they wanted to do that, to be honest. It just went from like 100 to 0 very, 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 very quickly. And I then kind of dealt with the emotions of the breakup and then the emotions of like this thing compounded very, very fucking quickly. I was more upset by this weird situation with this guy than I was about the breakup, which says a lot. I think the thing is that people need to realize, when I spoke about the breakup online, I think people judged me quite a bit for not being heartbroken and not mourning the end of the relationship properly. But you gotta remember, I haven't seen the guy since March. Things had not been good with us for a while. So I feel like as women, we kind of end up mourning the relationship and preparing for the end of a relationship before the end actually comes. So I really didn't know if I was going to talk about this or not, but I might edit this out or like just severely cut it down. After this whole situation, after the breakup and then this weird thing I had with this guy, I had the most horrific anxiety that I've had in like a few years. I wasn't eating, and I need to be careful about how I say this. It's not like I was choosing to. I'm the kind of person that when I'm going through a lot of anxiety and like emotional stress, I don't eat. I cannot eat. Like I feel sick. I feel sick constantly. And I know some people are different. Some people like they stress eat. I stress starve. So I had a lot of people like messaging me like really intrusive things, being like, oh my god, you've lost so much weight. Oh my god. Like, and I have spoken very openly on Instagram about suffering badly with body dysmorphia, especially this year. It's been a horrific year for my body dysmorphia, especially like the first like 4 months. Like I can't even begin to tell you how awful it had been. I'm even still now trying to make sense of it and how like all my relationship is with my body now, and it's not easy. But I set some boundaries early in the year. I was like, someone like I was getting a few compliments on my body because I've been working out like really hard, and I know that people like are just being nice, but for me as someone who's had body dysmorphia, I just said, I said publicly in my stories, I was like, I know that this is really well intentioned, but I would really prefer people to not comment on my body, and that includes compliments. Like, tell me I'm pretty, tell me I'm funny, tell me you like my outfit, tell me my outfit looks good on me, tell me I'm glowing, tell me this, but please don't say, oh my god, you look so skinny at the minute, you look so slim, like you've lost so much weight. Like I don't want it, because the thing is, people send these compliments being like, oh your body, or like even just like, oh my god, your body at the moment, girl. Like I had so many like, oh my god, your body at the moment, girl, fire emojis, and it was like the at the moment, because for me it's like my body changes all the time. My body has changed so much. When I am living in a bigger body, and I don't mean like a bigger body, like I mean like a size 10 body, I don't get compliments. I don't. No one says, oh my god, your body, girl. Oh my god, your body, like our body goals. But when I lose weight and I'm more of a size 8, it's such a small difference, but people compliment. And I know you can be like, oh yeah, but you're posting a picture in your bikini. Like on my stories, posting like a picture of a bikini or like a picture of my activewear, and people will be like, oh yeah, but you're like kind of like asking for it, that's what you want. It's almost like I don't do it for others, but I do it to prove something to myself, that I'm comfortable in my own body to share it. But then when I get the comments, I'm like, ugh. So that's why I had to set these boundaries. I'm like, please don't compliment my body. It sounds weird, but I don't want to hear it, because as soon as I gain weight, which I inevitably will, then the compliments will stop. They will, because they always do. Probably maybe March I started setting the boundaries. Fast forward to June, July time. Yeah, it was July. I lost a lot of weight quickly. Not a lot of weight, like I don't weigh myself, but I feel like I evidently lost weight quite quickly because I wasn't fucking eating and I was so stressed. Like I had no energy. I felt like fainting all the time. I couldn't engage in social interactions because I was so fucking exhausted all the time from not eating. Everyone was in my DMs, not everyone, but a lot of people. Oh my god, your body looks amazing. Your body looks so good. Please like, let us know your workout routine. Please show us your diet plan. You look so good at the moment. And I was just there like, thanks, it's the fucking anxiety. And it's like, we have this thing like ingrained in us that like, the biggest, highest compliment we can bestow upon somebody is, oh my god, you look so skinny. oh my god, like you look so like you've lost weight, oh my god. And I think it's bullshit. Like, the weight, my weight is the least important thing about me. How my body looks is the least important thing about me. It frustrated me that that still was the compliment everyone was giving. I'd say, like, to some people, I'd be like, oh, well, you know, I have broke up with my boyfriend and I've got really bad anxiety at the moment. People are like, oh my god, I love the heartbreak diet. And you know what, that's something that's fine to say between your friends. I wouldn't even say it's fine to say between your friends. I think people really need to think about the impact of what their words say. Because for me, the issue that I had with it all, I had, like, I wouldn't go as far to say as I had a full-blown eating disorder when I was younger, but I've suffered with disordered eating a lot during my, like, probably when I was around 12, 13, 14, and it wasn't really recognized in that way. It was either like you're literally full-blown anorexic, or you're just a normal teenager. Like, you know, it's fine, you don't eat all day. Wow, you only had like an orange? Wow, that's just normal. Like, you know, that's fine. That was kind of how it was. But over the years, I've come to realize that actually there was a problem. So when people were like, oh my god, you look so good at the moment, oh my god, you look so good at the moment, so for me it was reinforcing. All the compliments, it was like, you look really good now. As soon as I gained weight again, the compliments stopped. It's absolute crickets in my DMs, and it made me realize that how we only value certain bodies. It made me fucking mad this summer, to be honest. Like, it really frustrated me a lot. And the fact that we make all these comments, it puts so much pressure on people, and I really felt the pressure because I remember thinking, oh my god, people, I'm getting all this validation from people, and it's making me feel good. Because it's like, oh my god, you look so good at the minute, but it's also reinforcing the fact that I only, like, for me, in my head, it was like, they're only saying it because you look good because you've lost this weight, therefore you need to maintain this really ridiculous diet that you have at the minute, and like, you can't get happy again. As soon as you start feeling happy and normal and start eating like normal, you're gonna gain the weight back. I never compliment people's weight. I never compliment people's bodies. I will say, oh my god, you look amazing, but I won't say, oh, you look amazing because you're so skinny at the minute. Oh my god, you look amazing because you've lost weight. I don't do it because I know what it's like to have people say that and have a fucked up way of thinking. So many women have bad relationships with their bodies and their foods. So like, you may think you're complimenting somebody, but they're not necessarily hearing a compliment. They're hearing, I wasn't good enough before, and if I gain this weight again and go back to what I looked like before, I no longer have value, I am no longer beautiful, and I am no longer desirable, and I am a failure. So I hope people understand that, and I hope I don't cut this bit out because I feel like it's really important, and this has been in my head for a while, and I feel like I can be a lot more candid about these things on here. If you're gonna go to the gym and like work out loads, even now for me, I'm currently living in a body which is slimmer than what it was at the start of the year, and I'm trying really hard. When I see pictures of myself at the start of the year when I was uncomfortable in my body and I was going through bad body dysmorphia, I'm really trying hard to not default and be like, oh god, I look shit there, oh god, I can never gain that weight again, I'll look so bad. I'm trying really hard, and it's difficult. It's really difficult. So, because I want to like, I want to like look back at those pictures and like have like love for that, and like love for myself, and give myself the same compassion that I would give a friend. I'd never look at a friend and think that, and think those horrible things. And if you're the kind of person who does look at your friends and think, oh my god, you've gained weight, oh my god, then fucking have a word with yourself. Like, honestly, have a word with yourself, because this shit is not important. And I know what people say. People are like, oh my god, yeah, but look, you've had like cosmetic surgery, you've had a nose job and whatever, blah 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 blah. Yes, I have. Yes, my boobs are fake. People are gonna be like, oh, that's like really hypocritical. And I'm not positioning myself as like a, oh, like body acceptance, like whatever. I'm very pro getting and doing whatever the fuck you want to your body, but I'm also pro not having other people make you feel a certain way about your body. I think one thing I've realized, that if we stop talking about people's bodies and like obsessing, idolizing other people's bodies, we would feel a lot better about ourselves. Anyway, wow, that was deep. Other things, a lot of people have asked me about this, and I will talk about it here because it's a much smaller, more intimate audience than my Instagram. people have asked a lot about the guy that I'm dating. I'm always really open about my relationships online, and the reason for this is I share a lot with you guys. Like, I know some people approach Instagram as like, this is my job and I'm going to show up in a professional manner and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to keep my private life private. That's great, but also I find that really boring. As a consumer, I find that boring. I like knowing the tea around people's lives. The people that I follow, I want to know the gossip. I want to know your real thoughts. I want to know what you're really up to, and it helps me feel like I have a better relationship with these people, and it's entertaining. And for me, I'm an oversharer. I'm an oversharer, so I also like to do that too. So for me, relationships are a big part of my life when I'm in one. Same as like when I'm single, that's a huge part of my life and like my identity and who I am. So that's just how it is for me, and I'm never going to change it. I think maybe I'll be a bit different about how I show my relationships in the future, but I'm never going to completely hide it. And that's why for me, a bit of a deal breaker if I was to be with someone who was like, I'm very private and I don't want to be on your Instagram. I absolutely respect that choice, like I really genuinely do. However, that isn't for me. It would make things too difficult for me. I'm seeing someone now and I really like them. Still early days. It's still really early days, but like, you know, it's been a couple months now and it absolutely was not what I was fucking expecting, because I was like, I'm gonna have a hot girl summer. I'm gonna go on all these dates. I'm gonna make loads of really funny dating content and it'll be fun because people love that shit. People, I see the statistics when I talk about dating stuff, through the roof. People love it. People keep being like, oh my god, the soft launch, because like I posted some stories in his bedroom the other day, just basically taking the piss out of his bedroom because it was really messy. I don't really care for the whole soft launch thing. I'm just living my life and just posting things like what feels right. And at the minute I don't feel ready to post him fully yet. But when it happens, and it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be a big deal for me. But it's like, you know, I've posted him like on my B-reel so many times. People are going on about the soft launch on Instagram. I've fully hard launched this boy on B-reel. But I'm very happy, and it's so nice to date someone who lives in the same fucking country as me. Like, wow, what a novel fucking idea. I need to concentrate right now because I'm doing my eyeliner. But, you know, I feel like, what information can I give away about this guy without giving away too much? I feel like I haven't really said much, and I don't want to disappoint you guys, but he works in the same industry as me. He's not an influencer, and I love it because we can talk about work stuff and he really gets it. We met on a dating app. We didn't meet like through Instagram or through our jobs. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say for now, but it's something that within time and when I feel comfortable, I really want to be able to show that part of my life. You know, there's certain things in my life I keep very private, like my family, but you know, my relationships, I still like to be able to show them. And I really like the start of relationships. That's the problem. I really like the honeymoon phase. I'm not very good at doing the whole like post-honeymoon phase, but you know, we live and learn. I'm in therapy, so hopefully therapy will teach me a thing or two about that kind of thing. I wasn't expecting to meet someone, like, I mean, obviously I was on dating apps, so you can be like, Sophie, you're on dating apps, like what were you doing? I wasn't on dating apps to find someone that could be my boyfriend. I wasn't doing that. I was just looking for a good time, okay? Please don't judge me. It is what it is. Like, I just wanted, like I said, back to the whole, I wanted pizza in the park, holding hands, nice kisses, good sex. That is all I wanted. And instead I've ended up meeting someone that I really fucking like. Fuck's sake. There was a couple of like meaningless flings, and then I met him. You know what? I got thinking a lot about relationship. I think when I went to Barcelona for my birthday, and I met up with my friend, my good internet friend, Audrey Rogers. You may know her as Frassy, been around the industry for a long time, she's fucking amazing. And we became like internet friends, but we've never actually met up until I went to Barcelona for my birthday. So we went out on my actual birthday night out. We went out and it was me, my friend Liv, and it was Audrey, and it was so nice to properly meet her. And we got talking about like relationships because, you know, she was going through she was just going through a breakup, and I obviously was like kind of had been through one this summer, and then I'd met someone else. We were talking about it, and like, you know, the last time she spoke about like having had loads of boyfriends, and she was like, God, I've had so many boyfriends or something. It was something like that. And she was like, it's actually like, it's quite bad. And I was just like, I don't think it is. I was like, we really look down as a society on people who've had lots of relationships. Like, you know, oh, that's embarrassing that you need to feel like you always need to be with someone. That's not always the case. Just because you've had a lot of relationships doesn't mean you can't be alone. I would say I've had quite a lot of relationships, but I've also had like years of being single as well. As humans, we're built from like connection. We thrive on connection with other people. Why are we punishing people and like judging people for exercising their desire to have connection with other people and find a connection and feel those nice emotions? Like, we all know how nice it feels to be in love. What's wrong with people looking for that? And what's wrong with people wanting that and desiring it and having it and it not working out and then finding it with someone else? Like, we're so weird and judgy about it. Like, if you really think about it, if we're gonna be on this, like, I don't know what the average lifespan is for a woman. It's gotta be like what, like maybe like 85 or something. You're gonna start like what, going out with people when you're 15, 16. So take that off 85. That's like 70 years on this planet that we could be with somebody, potentially. If you get together with your first boyfriend, girlfriend, you stay with them forever. That is a long time to be with somebody. Why would you not want to have multiple connections? Why would you not want to meet multiple people? Don't think it's a failure and should be seen as a failure having multiple relationships, because we're built on human connection. We love connection. Like, we thrive on human connection, but we reward the people who stay in one partnership for the rest of their life. But the ones who have multiple ones, be it in a open relationship, polyamorous relationship, or by breaking up with someone, finding somebody else better for them, we're like, oh God, like, you've been through a lot of men, or you've had a lot of boyfriends, or you've had a lot of girlfriends. Like, fuck it. Like, I don't know, it's really weird. I find it really weird. Like, why reward one form of connection and not the other? Don't know. Anyway, I've really gone on and on. So that's kind of like my life update. And here we are. It is now autumn. I fucking hate winter and autumn. I like autumn when it's like nice and crisp, but I don't like winter. We're about to go into the depressive months. I really want to stay on track with doing videos for you guys. So yeah, and hopefully I've got some new fun things to be doing, like a new sort of like mini series coming on here. Life is great. I've done a lot of work on myself this year and this summer, like a lot of healing work. It sounds so like lame and spiritual, but it really has helped. I think some things that really helped me that I might recommend to you guys are little things like, before I broke up with Jimmy, I started like really telling myself all the things I felt so I felt so not valued in that relationship, that I had to really bolster that myself all the time and tell myself how amazing I was, and like say affirmations and be like, oh my God, you're amazing, this is why you're amazing, these are all the things that I like about you. And I don't think you should rely on your partner to do those things for you, but when your partner is actively like making you feel not valued and you're having to do that, it's a big fucking red flag, and that's an issue. That isn't, in my opinion, that's a fucking issue. You should be able to do these things for yourself anyway, but then like, and then anything that your partner gives, like value that they put on you and that they give to you, should be like the cherry on top of the cake. But I had to do a lot of work on myself to get myself in a place where I felt like I valued myself again, because I felt so undervalued by him that I was undervaluing myself. So I did that work on myself, and then I realized my worth and was like, see ya. So I would really recommend doing things like that every single day. Podcast I really recommend is my friend Louisa's podcast called the Open House Podcast. I'll link it below. Go through and listen to all those. They're so interesting when it comes to relationships. It's really mega and interesting. I would suggest therapy. I think one of the things that's really helped me through this year is therapy. And just every day I take time to like journal and like, or do some writing on myself and remind myself every single time I have a negative thought about myself in my head, I choose another thought. I choose like another thought to have, and then I deal with the negative ones in therapy. Anyway guys, I really hope this video hasn't been too long. It's probably gonna take me forever to edit it, so yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and please do subscribe. There will be new videos coming soon, and if you're not following me on Instagram already, please do, and please follow me on TikTok too. Cool. You know what? It's great to be back. It is great to be back, and yep, see you for another video very soon.